All right, am I going? All right, yes, yeah. Hey, hi, hello, everybody, and welcome to Events and More with me, Chris G. Hi, as usual. Yeah, another channel announcement. This phone I'm on is like basically L screwed up. Oh, all right. The short version of this: about a month ago, I somehow managed to drop this phone on the ground. It didn't really break, but the screen kind of cracked, but it was still working. And then about like maybe 2 weeks ago, all these other problems decided to start happening, right? The phone decided to overheat, there were other things. And I think out of, most of it, like my battery doesn't feel like holding much of a charge. I've had to go through like about 4 or 5 cords just to see, what might decide to bring this battery to life, and it takes forever. Um, I kind of feel bad because the other night, right, I wanted to actually video Christmas in July. It probably wouldn't have mattered anyway because, like, I don't know what the hell happened. Usually there's not that many people up until a certain point in time, and then, like, the whole place gets crowded. I was helping out over at the Shea Theater before going over there, and, I left there about, like 10 past 6. I figured it'd take me about like not even 10 minutes to walk over to where I wanted to be for Christmas in July. And, oh, that place was already slammed with people, like massively slammed with people. I would imagine everybody, like, had to get down there about like 5 or so, right? And it wasn't like there was much to do. Well, I mean, there kind of sort of was. Like, what used to be Pioneer Valley Brewery. Hang on a second. Why is that going? There we go. What used to be Pioneer Valley Brewing and now is, what are they calling that? Pioneer Valley Artisans or something like that? They were doing some kind of craft fair or makers market thing. And I could have swore there was supposed to be a live band there too at 7, but maybe they decided to cancel that off to do the other thing. But there wasn't really much going on, right? So I'm like, why are all these people here with like nothing to do, right? Just sitting around. you know. Here's the other thing that kind of cheesed me off. That yeah, I saw an ad about this too. Like, oh, there'll be food trucks, there'll be this, there'll be whatever for kids. Well, there was, but it decided to end up over at the boat club. That's where they were doing that. I'm like, okay, that's nice, right? The only food truck that I know of is over at what used to be Pioneer Valley Brewery. And if you like vegan tacos, that was really all you were getting over there, right? And me, I don't know. I like some meat on tacos, right? I don't want it just to be all like lettuce and veggies, and that's all you're getting, right? And I don't know what happened, but yeah, Christmas in July hasn't had like a decent vendor, like year in and year out vendor for years. Part of it, I think, is because there's way too many people that take up the parking space, like where you could have somebody. And then I kind of wonder if there's some kind of pushback from the people over at the boat club and whoever, I can't even think of the food truck's name is, that's over by what was Pioneer Valley Brewery. Yeah. Well, you guys can't do that. You put us out of business. Well, look, it's not like you're offering anything other than what you have for food. And if somebody wants something else, you force them into a situation of trying to find somewhere else to go, right? Like, what the hell? And I won't say that there's no food places before you get there, because, God knows that you get a few, right? You get Turner's Pizza, you get Subway. What else is over there? It used to be Riffs too, and now it's someplace called Harvey's. I have yet to try their food. What else do you get going on over that way? CC's, the Chinese food place, and in between you get Subway, right? If you feel like going across the road before they close, you get the creamy that has cold subs. And oops, hang on. Yeah, you get this dumb ad that I don't want to have playing on here. That's what you got. Hang on. Sorry. Anyway, that always happens. Download this video. No, I don't want to download that. I just want this one to go. Shut up. Sorry. Anyway, you got what you got, right? But these things are not exactly, I mean, they are, but they're not exactly within walking distance. Oh, for crying out loud. They are, but they're not exactly within walking distance of where, like the best spot is, or the best spots that you could go to if you decide to go down to Christmas in July. If you guys lived around here, you'd know what I'm talking about, right? So you had all these different people in the way, and of course everybody was standing up, right? So like if I was able to bring my phone and my phone was able to work, right, and not lose power, I would have been hard pressed trying to get any kind of video, right? Especially me and having bad sciatica, and I can't really stand for very long, and whatever. It's a pain in the you know what, right? Quite literally. But it wasn't like I missed much. I mean, I hate to say it, but the boats this year sucked. Right? I think there was only like maybe 2 good boats, right? There was only like maybe 6 of them in the water. They weren't like last year. Last year, people got like more creative, and I wish this thing would stop changing over. Oh well. Anyway, yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like the greatest I've seen. The fireworks weren't too bad, but I kind of decided to take off before they went because I was just like dead tired. So I'm walking back over to where I am, and you can hear them go off, and you know there's a better spot now that I'm thinking about it. Like towards like there's a street that's kind of diagonal from me. Like if I went down the end of that street and maybe set up a like a lawn chair or something, you could see them better actually from being shot off over there. I'll have to think about that next year. The only thing that stinks is from that area you can't see the boats for nothing. So oh well. Anyway, this phone is gonna El Crapola die, right? I do have another one, and here's the stupid thing. When I got it, I got the wrong minutes card. Yay! That was foolish. So I gotta go get a different minutes card. I won't be able to do any of this up until like the 1st. But yeah, I do apologize for not doing certain things. It really wasn't like up to me.